I'm not sure what happened to Jimbo. Did he run off with all the money? Whatever happened to Davies? Did he manage to kidnap Honey? Whatever happened to Jimbo? Has he gone on a kinky fling? Whatever happened to Davies? Did he run off with Mucker Singh? Well, the answer to these and other penetrating questions will be heard on today's episode of Stampede Wrestling. And hi, everybody. How are you? How great to have you with us. We're going to feature on the program, with apologies to Jim Davies, a tag team tournament. The winner, in a couple of weeks, will be facing Duke Myers and Kerry Brown for the tag team belts. And right now, we're having a peek at Owen Hart and Ben Basarab against the combination of the Angel of Death and Vladimir Krupov. In truth, with respect to my cohort, Jim Davies, he's had a rough time, I'll tell you about it. Tag, Vladimir Krupov of the Kiev Krupovs. Each of these bouts will be a 15-minute time limit, one fall to decide it. And we have gone past the 5-minute mark on this one. Wayne Hart counting off a couple there, only two. Who's had a little bit of difficulty here. Yes, Jim Davies started off with an ear infection, then a strep throat, 1, 2, then pneumonia, and now it's chicken pox. Can you believe that? How do you get chicken pox at his age? That's a kid's disease. Well, stick that soother back in your mouth, Jimmy, and get back to us. I hope you'll be here next week. Angel has no mercy despite the angelic name. Double shot to the throat. And we're nearing the 10-minute mark. Off those ropes now. Angel has now built himself up to a rugged 320 pounds. His shoes are size 18. I think with those he could walk on water, couldn't he? Neck breaker pulls him down. Cover 1, 2. That's all. Well, Hart flung out of there. Young Owen is outweighed by 95 pounds by this Goliath. We're at the 10-minute mark. A tag team tournament. Owen coming back. Checks his man. Whoops, couldn't knock him down. Down goes Angel as Owen got him. 1, 2. he pile drived him, he body slammed him, and Ted Beckley is from the International Wrestling Alliance. You saw the whole thing.
Yes, I've been sent along there by Mr. Batman to look at all these illegal things like this man's done. And what I've seen tonight, I definitely object to it. And I'm going back and report to the committee that he should be suspended as from now.
What do you mean I'm suspended?
No.
What are you talking
This
about?
gentleman is from the International Wrestling Alliance. As far as he's concerned, you're suspended.
Then you see what happened.
You can't do that to a referee. I don't care what happened. You can't touch him.
Turn it out. Funny.
Get out of here. Get out of here. You're suspended. You're out of here.
Where will I go?
You're out of here.
What will I do?
I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't care. He's just suspended. You cannot attack a referee. All I can say is Mr. Beckley is from the IWA. He can suspend you.
But didn't you see what happened?
I saw what happened.
Well, how do you explain that?
Well, you could raise an objection. You could have people
I don't
look
believe
at the
this.
videotape.
We're
You
out
don't do it. You don't settle it by attacking the
Yeah,
referee.
but we're out in the first round now.
That's right. That's right. That's the way it goes. There he goes. He's suspended. A newcomer to the scene, Moses Molly. That's the one on the far right. The immediate right is not Moses. It's Stu Hart. How are you?
Very good.
Now, we saw a man getting totally suspended. We won't discuss that. It was obvious what had to happen.
I think it was the proper thing, and
Absolutely. Now, Moses Molly has a good reputation out of Samoa.
yes, he's the nephew of the high priest Peter Mavia. All the Samoans will know him, and this one, the outstanding young college wrestler.
We're delighted to see you here.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks to Stu for the opportunity to coming up here, and the fans here are great.
All I want is Mr. Whalen.
Hey, wait a minute, Stu. We come out here to tell you something.
Tell you something.
Wait a minute. We want to offer you a deal. Listen to this deal. We want to offer you a deal. We want to make you some money where you can wear diamond rings like I do, where you can drive the big limousine cars and you can go out with all the pretty girls. The thing is this. If you hang around with Stu Hart and you try to learn something from him, look, he's old. He's over the hill. He's on retirement. The only thing you can learn from him is how to wreck a Cadillac, because that's all he can do. He wrecks cars. He piles them up in his front yard. Now, look, boy, if you want to make some money, you join up with me and John Foley. We promise you, you'll have all of this. You won't get it if you hang around this guy.
Well, obviously,
He don't have it.
I don't know whether they can buy you.
The reputation is bad around here, and I don't want to get involved with them at all.
All right.
I don't want nothing to do with it. This is a good
You're a
man.
wise man. Well, lovely to see you here. Oh, really? Rod Hader, the referee. We're nearing the 5-minute mark. As you know, Owen Hart and Ben Basarab already have advanced. Duke Myers at ringside. I get all the breaks. I mean, here I am.
Hey, look at this guy. I like this George. That Crawford, he ain't looking too sharp tonight. You know that?
You're not very biased, are you? I mean, you love
What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I mean, I'm just looking at the skills in there, baby. And Big George here, he's looking pretty good. Except for the tactics that Crawford and, what's his name, Buffalo Bill here? What do they call him? See what kind of tactics they're using? They're using the tights, everything they can. They can't.
I didn't notice them doing that, and I noticed Skoglund getting banged around the ring. Cody with a good move from close range.
Oh, look, double teaming, right?
You've never done that.
No.
Beautiful. Twin drop kick.
That's the illegal
One,
maneuver.
two. That's all.
Strength there. There's some strength. Good strength.
Well, Skoglund had to stagger over to the corner to get Mike Hammer. What do you think of Hammer?
Well, Hammer's all right. Yeah, he's got a lot of good skill to him. He's still, he needs a little bit of polish, to get in the ring with us, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, all right. I don't notice you taking any notes or anything here. Are you that cocky about defending your title, or?
Well, see, look at that. See what kind of tactics that is? That's double teaming. That's what's known as double teaming, and these guys have used every illegal tactic there is.
Amazing, isn't it? Amazing. Well, Tom Tommy Carr, the timekeeper here, and we're moving past the 5-minute mark.
They're getting mixed up. They don't even know who's in the ring.
Buffalo Bill Cody with the takedown. You're listening to the dulcet, totally unbiased tones of Duke Myers. You're whining a lot here, Duke. What is this? You don't like whining.
Hey, what is this? See, what is this? The guy, what is this?
This is called row your boat. The little old game.
They should be disqualified for this. They can hurt somebody doing that stuff.
Well, I think Hammer and Skoglund have a little problem. The team of Crockett and Cody, however, has had 2 yellow cards thus far.
What does that tell you? What does that tell you? 2 yellow cards, right? That's for doing illegal tactics. Closed hands.
Kenny Raising, you never get any yellow cards, do you, Duke?
Well, sometimes, the referees...
Hey, you're without your glove. You look strange.
Well, see, I only need it when I'm wrestling because,
Yeah, I know that. Yes, I know that. Off the top, what's going to happen here? Everybody's falling over. Cody fighting for balance on the ring. Pulls him down. Squashes him. 1, 2, 3. There it is. You got to win for Buffalo Bill Cody and Dan Crockett. And they advance to the next round. What was that?
What was that? What kind of move was that? I mean, the guy's falling off the ropes and everything else. Look what they did to him.
Are you a little nervous that Crockett and Cody have advanced?
I don't especially care for it.
Oh, okay. Okay, the winners, they go to the next round. Dan Crockett and Buffalo Bill Cody. One of my big breaks in broadcasting, I had Duke Myers as a commentator there. He doesn't like you guys.
I'll tell you, just for the verbal value alone, I'm going to race home tomorrow and listen to what he's got to say. I'm sure it'll be documented in Guinness as one of the most intelligent things ever said.
Well, yes.
But getting down to matters, specific matters, tonight I brought a box along. Bit of a mystery box, really, because I won't tell anybody what's inside it, and there's a good reason. This box here has got really the equalizer in it. And I don't mean like the fellow on television, the equalizer, but I really mean an equalizer, something that I feel can take me to the top. And Bill and I are fighting like crazy tonight. If we can get through this tag tournament, we go into the main event.
Right.
Over at the Big Corral, or at the Saddle Dome, with all the big names from New York. But if we can't get through this tonight, and by chance we get beat, which is a possibility, I've got myself the equalizer here. I'm not going to be too specific. I'm not going to detail what it is, but I would suggest something. If any of the fans out there can guess what I got in here, and I'll give you a hint. For me, it's the equalizer. Keep that in mind. Send in your thoughts. See if you can guess it. If you can guess it, first person to write in, CFAC Television here in Calgary, care of Stampede Wrestling, to myself, I'll get you 2 tickets to the Saddle Dome over there. That's the fun part of it.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, it's mystery time. Buffalo, good to see you back.
Well, I guess some of the fans will see that I've been off a long time. I have been wrestling for many years. As you know, our teamwork is pretty good, but some of our new moves we're trying, we've got a little brush up on them. But like Dan said, they're all tough opponents here, and every one of them are tough for me because I've been off for quite a while.
Very good.
And I hope to get through with Dan and go into the main event at the Saddle Dome.
You betcha. Okay, Dan Crockett and Buffalo Bill Cody. Our tag team elimination series. And due to a draw that was made prior to the fight, the winner of this bout will go into the final to see who will be facing Duke Myers and Kerry Brown. I want to introduce a fine combination of Keith Hart of Calgary and Johnny Smith of Manchester, England. They're going against the great Gama and Chick Scott or Oral Foley or whoever he is. If you caught our show last week, it was Johnny Smith who told us that this guy who calls himself Scott really is Foley's son. I'll tell you one thing, he's as ugly as JR, if nothing else. Well now, Kerry Brown has joined Duke Myers as a fellow commentator. Well, this is an epic moment in my career.
Mr. Whalen, let me tell you one thing. Probably the ratings in this show will skyrocket after this show is premiered. Let me tell you one thing about Chick Scott and the Great Gamma. The Great Gamma looks like he's bodybuilding potential. He's cut up. He's been working out heavy, and the guy really looks good. He looks like he's just ready for competition, bodybuilding competition, that is. You take Chick Scott. He's a fine wrestling individual. He's going against so-called Johnny Smith. But we all know what Davey Boy Smith and Dynamite did here a couple years ago. And they faced Duke Myers and myself. And the kid looks not so good and not so bad. We can't give him the credit now because we really haven't come to watch him.
It seems to me he's clobbering Chris Scott right now.
Well, that leaves a little bit to be desired now because it's the way you see it, Mr. Webb. The way we see it is that Chick Scott is just luring him into the right move so he can get the devastating fall, which would mean, yeah, like that, sort of like that. Duke, some of these moves here, we got to watch out because these two teams here, like that move, we got to watch out for that, Duke, because some of us could get hit in the ankles and we get hurt seriously.
Look at it. Looks like dead meat out there. Now, we got some experts here in there with Gamma singing.
The rumor at ringside is that you pared down to 285 pounds. But when you get into the ring, you weigh 290 because you got your glove on.
What do you got to keep bringing the glove up for? That is there for wrist support.
I want to see the medical report.
Well, I showed it to you before.
I didn't. I thought I recognized your handwriting. All right, let's concentrate what's going on in the ring. It's Keith Hart and Johnny Smith against Great Gamma and Chick Scott or Oral Foley or whoever. Right now, Gamma going up against Smith. Smith, the brother of Boy Smith. Big suplex. Gamma pulls him down.
How do you like that for good scientific wrestling?
Well, he's a good worker. There's no question about that with Gamma.
You know, Mr. Whalen, Great Gamma has wrestled all over England, all over Japan, all over Africa. He's faced many opponents much bigger than him, and he's always come out on top. That's the thing I like about him because the guy, he doesn't back down. He gets cheated a lot, and he should be recognized more in Stampede Wrestling because the guy is devastating. He should be recognized more, I believe.
I'm sorry that...
You see, Mr. Whalen, there's a common thing where Keith Hart is taking the referee, knowing that the Great Gamma had him beat, and he took the referee's attention away so that John Smith couldn't be pinned. Now,
I'm sorry. I'd like to get a word in edgewise here and tell the folks what's happening in the ring. Jerry Brown, he got diarrhea of the mouth.
What we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a case of the yard dog in there getting the stuffings beat out of him by good scientific wrestling.
You're having a good time, aren't you?
Listen, Mr. Whalen, to put it bluntly, what we have here is a failure to communicate.
Right, all right. Let's see what happens here.
There we go.
There it is. The tag was made. The referee did not see it. The referee did not see it.
Get him out of there. Totally illegal.
That's good.
Well, the referee did not see the tag. It was a legitimate tag. You're watching Great Gamma and partner against Keith Hart and Johnny Smith. We are at the 10-minute mark. It's one fall with a 15-minute time limit.
Mr. Whalen, I might add, that Tommy Carr keeps a mean time stop.
Here's Johnny Smith coming back hard. Goes against Gamma. Big slam. Yes, sir. He dropped to the head. It's a one. That's all.
Look at him crawl like a dog. Look at him crawl like a dog.
There's the tag. Keith Hart coming in, saying, let's go. Now he has to concentrate on Gamma. Up those ropes now. Look out, Nelly. He caught one. Gamma caught him to the
Very
throat.
scientific wrestling move right there.
Yes, scientific. Ducked under. sleeper.
There's a perfect example of a chokehold.
I thought it was a sleeper. Just a minute. What's happening back here? Talk about illegal. And he had something. Chick Scott had something from J.R. Foley. Banged him on the head. And Keith is out of it. Keith is out of it. It's all over. It's all over.
You must notice that me and Mr. Myers do not wear glasses. We did not see anything of that sort.
Yeah, I understand that. So by hook or by crook, the winners, the great Gama and Chick Scott. Well, what is this? Family togetherness? You had to give something to your son Oral there?
Mr. Whalen, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dusters, I believe.
My boys listen to me, to my strategy, and we don't need to do anything crooked. They beat him fair and square, and my boys are the best.
He is your son.
What's he on about? What's he on about?
You're not the son.
Well, maybe I am the son. You don't know. Nobody out there knows. We know. We're one big happy family. And
Isn't that lovely?
that's what matters. Yes, jealousy will get you nowhere, Ed
I
Willen.
understand.
And you know, Bruce Hart was supposed to have put his title on the line last week. It was an IWA ruling. That man has not defended his title one
That's
time.
right, but let me,
Since he has
I have
won
talked with the
title.
IWA,
Yes.
and they say that it was you who injured him. They are now making a decision. They'll let their decision be known next week.
Hammer, I don't think there's anything wrong with his leg. What do you think?
That man has been taking that leg injury ever since I told him I wanted a rematch. He knows.
Thoroughly.
He knows. Hey, listen, I'll tell you
What do you
something else.
think?
I have only seen that man work for 3 weeks since I come to this territory. And it's funny, when I'm here and the Gamma's here, there's something wrong with him. He always seems to be ill.
Does that not
I
tell
think
you
what he's
anything,
ill. He's ill in his heart. He ain't got no heart. Every time I seem to leave this area, Edward, and the Bruce Hart is in the ring beating the hell out of everybody else. Whenever I come back in the area, I'm in the scene, I want a title shot, he wraps up his pretty little knees and he comes in here limping and crutches and this and that.
All right.
Can you see what's happening, Mr. Whalen?
Looks like you know.
Hey, just you mind your own business.
Both ugly.
Oh, Mr. Whalen, one of these days.
What Well, Johnny, Keith, let's face it, you were jobbed.
Right at the finish, yeah. We were unlucky. Very unlucky not to win that one.
Well, I don't know whether you saw it from your position across the ring, but Keith got hammered on the back of the head with knuckle dusters or something of that nature, and you got thrown for a loop.
And it's too important a match to take just lying down like that. I've had a long running battle with Gamma Singh, and I can see that we're picking up right where we left off, and it's going to be nothing but hell to pay for that one, Gamma. Believe you me. If you want a battle of the Cobra hold against the sleeper hold, let's see which hold is the best.
I think everybody in the crowd can ask anybody. I think they all saw this foreign object that's right. All Foley had. He's not Chick Scott, he's all Foley. I think everybody saw it. And I think everybody will agree that it's an injustice that we didn't get the decision. It took an object, I don't know what the hell was in it, but it took something to knock him out and daze him. He couldn't have done it with his own manpower.
That's right.
Ed, it's gonna be an ongoing battle. This is just the first battle. We're gonna win the war. One thing I wanted to mention was every day, almost as I'm walking around in the different wrestling arenas, there's always people coming up to me and saying, "How do you get into wrestling? How do you get started?" Well, we've started out so many wrestlers, but it's always been we started out guys like